Mom! Mommy! Mommy! Mama!
Can I just change my name?
Hey, everybody. I'm Marissa. I'm talking to you all about allergies today. Allergies is such an important topic for myself because I do struggle with a lot of food sensitivities. And so does my son. My son struggles with a lot of food sensitivities as well, although it's not as bad as it was when he was small. Liam has had so many food sensitivities from birth, literally from birth. From the formula he consumed, which was the trigger that led to all of the other food sensitivities that he now faces. And that's because the formula that we were giving him was irritating his digestive tract, giving him colic, which we continued giving him that shitty formula and led to a leaky gut. If you've never heard of leaky gut, comment down below. I would love to create a video and share it with you as to what the heck a leaky gut is and why we need to be addressing it. Back to Liam. Formula caused so many issues in his body, which led to his leaky gut. He had a sensitivity to dairy, to soy, to eggs, to strawberries, and that was all because the formula triggered that whole disaster. So since I am talking to you about allergies today, I'm going to give you a very quick breakdown of what allergies are compared to food sensitivities, what it looks like, what kind of symptoms or signs that you can see manifesting in the body, and what can add to the toxic load of the body, which will cause food sensitivities. I'm going to talk to you about the barrel load, which is what I often use for parents, especially when their little ones do have food allergies or food sensitivities. I use that as an analogy so parents can understand what's going on in their little one, because I want to be able to empower and inform parents of what's going on with their little one, with themselves as well too, because knowledge is power, and for them to know they're able to take their health and wellness and their little one's health and wellness in their own hands, which is what I'm all about. Empowering and strengthening people's confidence to be able to take care of themselves and their little ones. How allergies manifest. So allergies can manifest in several different ways. The first way is genetic. So we can be predisposed to certain allergies, especially if mom has a certain allergy or if dad has a certain allergy, that can be predisposed for our little one. If they both have the same allergy, mom and dad, then the little one is more likely to have that allergy as well. Toxic load is what is being burdened onto the body. So if you have a multiple of things that are being burdened onto the body, like environmental pollution, like car fumes, dust, mold, that can add onto the toxic load of the body. Baby Tylenol is a huge one because it prevents the body's detox mechanism, which is the liver, to actually detox a majority of things out of the body. It overburdens the liver. It prevents the liver from working properly to help the body detox. And baby Tylenol, or Tylenol in general, can accumulate in the liver, which can be very, very dangerous, especially if your liver is not able to get rid of it or dispose of it in a proper way. So certain foods can actually cause allergies or food sensitivities to manifest in the body. And that's because if you overconsume a certain thing, so for myself, I ate a ton of dairy during my pregnancy. When I say a ton, like, it makes me want to throw up for how much dairy I consumed when I was pregnant. I don't know what it was, but I just really wanted like 3% milk and cottage cheese and like, I don't even know what the hell I was doing myself. Anyways, I ate a lot of dairy during my pregnancy and post-pregnancy, which I truly believe led to me becoming intolerant to dairy altogether because I overconsumed it. My body wasn't able to break it down as fast as I was consuming it, and I overburdened the enzymes, and the enzymes weren't able to break it down. Cottage cheese is nasty as hell. I don't even want to look at it anymore, especially after having a baby. And if you burp that baby, you know what I'm talking about, moms. You know that burp back, that... Nah. Stress can also cause allergies or food sensitivities or sensitivities in general to manifest because stress burdens the body. I would consider stress to be a toxic load on the body as well too, because stress is something that causes your body to go in flight or fight response. Fight, flight, or freeze, actually, response. And what happens in that state is your body's not focusing on digesting or repairing or rebuilding or any bodily functions other than get me the heck out of where I am, or get me the heck out of this situation right now, or I don't know what else to do. Like, my body's frozen. I don't know if I should be going this way, or should I just stay still? Should I be running for my life, or should I be fighting back? And that's what the body's doing. So it can't be in that rest and digest phase where our body should be, especially when we are consuming food. And stress can also come from environmental pollution as well too. It's stressing the body, unidentified foods that our body's reacting to. If we're constantly consuming those and eating those, especially our little ones, that's going to cause stress on the body as well. I get a lot of questions in my practice, and even messages on Instagram, emails from other parents asking me what the heck is the difference between a allergy and a food sensitivity. So the difference between an allergy and a sensitivity is the allergy is an immune response. It can be an immediate or a delayed reaction. It can be food or environment trigger, and it can start anywhere in the body. Food sensitivities are also triggered, but mainly by foods. They can be an immediate or delayed response. Sensitivities, mainly food, are due to a lack of enzymes to actually break a certain particle down, and it usually starts in the gastrointestinal tract. There are 3 types of reactions that you can see happening. There's a hidden one. So the hidden reaction is it's causing damage somewhere in the body, but we just don't see it manifest anywhere. And that could be after multiple times of having certain things, or multiple times of being exposed to certain things, that you finally see a reaction. It may not be the reaction at the first time, the second time, or the third time. It could be the 5th time you have something or exposed to something. It could be the 6th or 7th or 8th time that you're being exposed to a certain thing that you're going to actually see a reaction. The second reaction is immediate reaction. So it can happen within 2 hours of consuming or being exposed to something. And the final reaction that is common is the delayed response. And delayed can happen hours later after an exposure, or it can happen days. And sometimes I see a week or 2 after exposure, some kind of trigger in the body. So those are the ones that we really have to be mindful of, because if we are introducing a ton of different foods in our little one's diet, they are going to possibly be overwhelmed, and their body may react to something. And if you don't know what that is, especially if you're giving them a multiple of different new food items, then you're going to end up confusing yourself, and you're not going to be able to really find that trigger food that's causing maybe hives or constipation or diarrhea. So my best suggestion is, when you're starting any kind of new food off for your little one, start with one thing, and then a week later try something else. And then a week later, try something else. But always document what you're giving them, because then you're able to understand what kind of reaction is causing in the body. Signs of a reaction. There can be multiple signs of a reaction. Congestion. Congestion can be usually dairy, especially if there's no other signs or symptoms of a cold or a flu and there's congestion. It can be dairy, but it could be a multiple of other things. Rash on the face, body, rash pretty much anywhere. Eczema is also a sign of a food sensitivity or a sensitivity in general. Blood in stool, that can be pretty scary. If you can rule out beets being consumed, then it can be possibly blood in the stool. It could be fresh blood, it could be old blood, it depends on what the color is. And usually what I see when I see blood in the stool, especially for little ones, is dairy allergy. It's a dairy allergy. Not necessarily always dairy, but 90% of times that I see this it is a dairy allergy. Hyperactivity or lethargic, that allergic salute that they call it, when you see people rubbing their nose, that's known as the allergic salute. That's also a sign of a food sensitivity. Circles under the eyes, especially if they're dark circles, that's a sign of a food sensitivity. Those rosy red cheeks, like when you go outside and you get that nice fresh air and the wind on your face. But if you're not outside and you have those rosy cheeks, that's a definite sign. And aggression. Aggression can be a really big one, especially when it comes to children. I find that aggression and hyperactivity are usually what are my triggers when I see a food sensitivity with little ones. And if they're not normally like that, then that can indicate that there is a food or an intolerance in general. If any of this stuff resonates with you guys and you're like, I wonder if my little one has an intolerance or a food sensitivity, you need to take the next step. Next step is starting a food diary, seeing a holistic nutritionist, a naturopathic doctor, or any other holistic healer that focuses on nutrition. Definitely consider going to see them because they can help guide you and support you in a way that you may not be able to do it on your own. Definitely recommend seeing somebody and helping you with that guidance. I always have to mention, before you even start working with a practitioner, make sure you interview them, because I think it's so important to have that good connection, especially when you first meet them. That's why I always offer a discovery call for any person who wants to consider working with me, because it's kind of like a blind date. You either really are so excited after that call, you're like, man, I can't wait to work with them. Like, I'm so excited. This practitioner is really going to help me go through my journey. Or it can be like, meh, I wasn't really feeling that person. Maybe we have to move on to a different person. And that's totally okay. Diet diary. I use my journal. I mentioned my journal the other day about why I think it's so important for moms to have a journal, but you can also use your journal as a food diary. And I think a food diary is the best step anybody can take, especially when they're trying to understand a food sensitivity or a food reaction, because you're able to actually see firsthand what a trigger could be. And this is why I love using the diet diary in my own practice. I think it's a great tool. It's a great asset to have, especially if you're trying to figure out what a trigger is. What it does, it helps track food that's being consumed, track responses that are being triggered in the body after eating a food, and you're even able to monitor what's going on in the body. Is there constipation? Is there diarrhea? Is there a rash? Is there rosy cheeks? Is there darker eye circles after consuming this banana or this strawberry, whatever you are feeding them? It's also super important to document new foods that your little one's consuming, because you want to be able to understand if it is causing a reaction or not. And if it's not, then consider that a safe food. But however, keep in mind that if you are starting something new and you've tried with them only once, continue trying it over and over again, just in case if there's a response. Don't try it every single day, because you may create a enzyme deficiency where they're not able to break it down. But definitely one day, day 4, day 6, give it to them once in a while so you can see if there's any kind of reaction. A diet diary is also a really great tool for picky eaters too, because picky eaters, I think there's something like your little one may not like something after 20 times they may like it. And I truly believe that. Like, I keep eating liver and I hate it and I hate it. And then I finally tried it again today and I was like, okay, I could probably eat this if it was put on a piece of cracker or something. Keep exposing them, and then you're able to document, maybe they hated it the first time. The second time, maybe they put it in their mouth. Maybe the third time they actually chewed it. Maybe the fourth time they actually swallowed it. And you're able to document this too, so it empowers you and encourages you to keep trying. Okay, friends, if you have any questions, any comments, or need any guidance, please feel free to comment down below, DM me, email me. All my resources are down on the comment box, down in the description. If you do feel like your little one does have a food sensitivity, don't ever hesitate to send me an email. I would love to help you guys. That is all for this video. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you really like it, subscribe down at the bottom. Okay, peace guys, I gotta go to work.